Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to day 6 of NTEEP 2023. As usual, I'm Jessica Kings, and I'm going to be your anchor for the day. A very big thank you, as always, to all our sponsors. We have Africa's Business, we have Ubuntu Soft, Nonpro Technology, and a Shrilis Collection. A very big thank you to also our team that is working tirelessly to see that this program is a huge success. Um, Today, we're going to be looking at search engine optimization. But before we move on to the speaker for the day, just a gentle reminder about the form. At each session, there's going to be a form by the description. The timing that the form will be placed is not consistent. It might be at the end of the session, so you can always, even after the session is over, you can go back, watch the session, and then fill out the form. So it's not just to take attendance. It's also important that your response in the form, we are taking note of that as well. So you're not just copy pasting answers. You have to ensure that you watch or you listen to the teaching from beginning to fully understand and be able to answer the question based on your own understanding. So we, the team, looking at that, rating you based on that. So that also counts as part of your attendance. So it's important to take care of that. You're not copy pasting from the internet. All the answers are going to be mentioned in the um, session by the speaker. So it's just for you to pay attention and listen and then answer the questions based on your own understanding. As always, the session is going to be for 40 minutes, and then we'll have 20 minutes time for questions and answers. So please, before the 40 minutes is over, just be dropping in your question. So immediately the speaker is done, we can move on directly to asking your questions and getting an answer from the speaker. As I said earlier, today we're going to be looking at search engine optimization, SEO. And with that, our speaker for the day is Mr. AJ Smart. I don't think he needs any special introduction anymore. So, Mr. AJ, over to you.
Thank you, Jessica. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be here once again. Today, we would be taking you through SEO. How important is search engine optimization to your business? You will agree with me that these days, before most customers decide on whether they are going to buy from you or even visit your office, some of them would want to search online. So the key time search engine alone has already answered the question. So they would definitely want to check you out, to check your reputation, what people are saying about you online. Are you even online? And actually, most people, if they can't find you, chances they are not going to even consider buying from you, especially if there is an alternative company that has a web presence. So that is how important search engine optimization is for a business. So we will be taking through that, showing you how you can perform search engine optimization for your business, whether you have a website or not. We will take that through step by step. So then the first question would be, what exactly is search engine optimization? A lot of you have probably come across this. I've met people who, when you say SEO, they're like, what is that? It simply means search for the S, and E for engine, and then the O is for optimization. So what exactly is SEO? SEO stands for search engine optimizations, which refers to the strategy, techniques, and tactics necessary to get your business content to the top of search engine results, result pages. You will usually, at some point, you will come across these SAPs. It simply means this is the search engine result pages. Okay, for example, when you are searching for, let's say, uh, hotels in Abuja, hotels in Nairobi, hotels in Kigali, hotels in Harare, hotels in Johannesburg, depending on where you're coming from, chances you are going to come across some hotels on top of the first 2, 3, 4 results. Is either the person has already performed a proper organic or paid SEO. Either way, the person has already, the company or the individual that you see their result on that first page has actually performed search engine optimization. Okay, so these are all the techniques. It's not one way. This combine all the techniques, all the tactics that a business perform to get their content. This content could be an advert, it could be a video, it could be an article, it could be a voice note, or whatever it is that you are sharing that you would like people to find it on search engine when they are searching for the kind of product or service you sell. That process is called search engine optimization. Something to note, SEO, that is search engine optimization, isn't about creating your website for Google. I think I mentioned this when I was doing introduction to digital marketing and even during social media marketing. I said, and when both Mrs. Osler and our last speaker, when she was talking about business development, she also explained to us how important it is that that when you are building a brand or a business or a product, please keep your customer in mind. And I remember when she even shared a story with us how she got it wrong, which we have all done that. There is no successful businessman or woman that will tell you that they haven't gone through this at some point. Yeah, it's just that you will find most people who would just like to tell you about the success story, but the truth is we have gone all through this, so you are not alone. But if you have made that mistake, then this is a turning point for you. When you are creating a website or you're performing search engine optimization for your business, whether on page, off page, link building, or local SEO, please understand that you are not doing it so that you can get on Google. Because at the end of the day, it's the people who are searching for you that will determine how Google even shows you or show your content. So if there is nobody searching for you, then why would Google even bother to even check you out? Someone has to search for what you have, and then Google will now crowd part of those who are optimized properly to meet up to the standard of the person who is searching, and then they will show it to him or her. So SEO isn't about creating your website for Google. It's about making your website useful for your users. Because search engines are there to meet the need of people who are searching. All right. So in that case, what you're supposed to do is to focus on what people are searching for, how people are searching, and where people are searching, and who are the people who are searching. Excuse me, for what you have for your content. That is very important that you understand that. Now that we understand what SEO is about and who is for, the next question is, why is SEO important? Why do we really need to optimize our content, our website, or our pages, social media pages? Why is search engine optimization important? Now, SEO is important for business because it provides organizations with the visibility they need to attract customers. According to Breeze, this was last year, 81% of customers and 94% of business to businesses buyers would perform search engine search online before they make a purchase. I mentioned that during the introduction of this session, and you can see we still have it here. It's basically very important for visibility. That is one key reason. You want to be visible when people search for you. And I remember when we were discussing social media strategy, and I mentioned how important social media, we mentioned visibility, we mentioned brand awareness, we mentioned brand reputation. Okay, it's all applicable as well. If people cannot find you when they search on Google, then chances are that, I mentioned this before, chances are that they are going to uh, immediately believe that you are a scam. And I will tell you this, um, when you reach out to a business that is B2B, or to a customer, portray yourself as a well-established or as a fast-growing or a trusted brand, they would expect to at least see you when they search for your company name on search engine. At least, even if they search for the normal keyword, they can't find you, they should at least see you on search engine. So that is how important SEO is. You want to be visible when people search for your brand or the kind of product you sell. That's very important. So SEO is very important for visibility. The reason is, if you don't have SEO, then if you have not performed, SEO or search engine optimization, then chances are that you'll be losing customers. When people go online and search for, as I gave example, hotels or female clothes or male clothes for sale in Abuja, and there is someone, but you are not there, then you already lost a customer. So then why not? That is how important search engine optimization is. I can just continue to, a strong SEO strategy will help brand to position their content highly on the search engine result pages for relevant keyword, so that they can attract prospective customers and bring them to their sales funnel. Then what exactly, now that we understand what SEO is, we understand who is for and why is it important. So then let's talk about what are the types of SEO that you can perform for your business, whether on website, or what are the available types of SEO. Now, number one, there are four major types of SEO that you may encounter in the industry. Okay, each type requires different skill set, but does not work in isolation. That's very important to note. They all work hand in hand, by the way. The four common you would find include on-page SEO. We have off-page SEO, local SEO, and technical SEO, and we will be taking them in detail. So let's start with on-page SEO. On-page SEO, also known as on-site SEO. This includes performing keywords, your content, page title, meta description, heading, site speed, and making sure you have a 404 error page. So let's look at them. Let's start with keywords. So you want to have a keyword, usually refers to search terms. These are terms that relate to your business, and these are usually terms that customers or audience are searching for on Google, Bing, Yahoo, Yandex, Baidu. There are a whole lot of them. Most of you only know about Google, but you also want to understand that beyond Google, there are a whole lot of other search engines. And why do you need them? You need them because in some countries, they don't use Google at all. And so where Google is not a major search engine, then you want to ensure that if that country is part of your target market, then you want to ensure that you perform SEO using their own platform as well. So you want to make sure you have keywords. This keyword could be, if I have hotels or farm produce that I'm selling, then I would imagine that there will be a good and bad keyword. But let's start with this. On-page SEO is all about the content on your web page. Okay, include text, keyword, images. You will need to optimize your web content for some, for keyword people are searching for. As I mentioned that. Some tips for on-page SEO include: number one, research your keyword. Okay, you want to understand what term relate to your business first, because I think a lot of people miss that. You want to really understand what terms really relate to your business and your strategy. A search keyword can actually relate to your business, but does not tally with your strategy or your goal. And I will explain this. For example, if you are selling um, clothes, for example, or you're selling, let's say, banana, or you're selling, let's say you are a hotel owner, for example, or maybe you're selling grains or wheat, for example. Let's use wheat in this case, and then you use a time that keyword wheat, just one keyword wheat, and your that keyword actually relate perfectly with what you sell. That is fine because it's in relation. And if you check and realize that it's a major best performing keyword, then that is fine. But here's where the problem is. If your strategy or your goal is to make sales and not just for marketing purpose, then you are going to miss sales, because a whole lot of people who are going to be visiting your page or your sales funnels may not necessarily end up people who are coming to buy. Because, and let me explain to you why. If I am searching for wheat and I'm searching because I want to learn something about wheat, then chances that the page for wheat is going to come up. And at the end of the day, I'm not interested in buying wheat. Okay. If I use the time hotels as a keyword, and then at the end of the day, somebody, and my hotel is located in Abuja, and someone who is searching for hotels in Kenya or South Africa or Rwanda or Ghana come across this, chances they are not interested in booking a hotel in Abuja, but they are searching for hotels, and that hotel is going to pop up. So the point is, make sure that when searching or when choosing keyword, you choose keyword that relates to what you are offering, not your content, which in this case is related, it's good to go. And then secondly, let it relate to your strategy, your goal. Why are you setting up, why are you performing SEO? Is it because you want to make sales immediately, or for just brand awareness? If it's for brand awareness, then that is cool. If it's for brand reputation, then that is cool, because it's for everybody to see. But if you are targeting sales, then you definitely looking to have a keyword such as hotels in Abuja. Okay, you may even have a keyword like budget hotels in Abuja. If you are offering affordable products or promo, for example, then you want to use the keyword that relate to the promo and also your product, and also localize it. We talked about this in strategy, where identify your audience, identify their location, and of course you want to target them, because digital marketing is inbound, and so you also always want to ensure that your page, or when people are searching, it's only shown to people who are looking for. You don't want to, because there are people who are doing digital marketing, but at the end of the day, there is no difference between their strategy and traditional way of marketing. And the reason is, if you are unable to optimize digital marketing in such a way that it target and only shown to people who are interested in what you are offering, then the main idea of digital marketing is lost. You have missed it. Because the idea of digital marketing is only you can show to people who have interest, some sort of interest, especially in terms of art, only shown to people who have interest in what you are doing. So that is how important keyword is when it comes to search engine optimization. So ensure, determine the terms and phrase that you want to rank for on search engine. Do some keyword research. I mentioned that. Which terms have high relevance and search volume? Relevant search volume, but also consider choosing terms with less competition. Long tail keyword perform better. Like I've given an example, long tail keyword are usually key terms that are long. They are, don't also put a whole sentence, yeah, but at least 3 words are good to go, which will give you the location, the what you're selling, and in most cases even interest and age bracket is already mentioned, depending on where you're selling. And then optimize metadata. Now, metadata tells Google and searchers, that is people who are searching, about the content of a page. Make sure your meta titles, meta description include relevant. Now, usually before you perform on page SEO, this is usually for, excuse me, those who either have websites or some sort of sales funnels, yeah, or some sort of sales landing page. So if you already have a landing page or a website, then I want to give you an example. If you are writing a title, if you are writing an article or a page, why is it that some people would publish a website or a page, and then after 6 months, it's like until you search the name of the page or even the entire link. I've seen website that until you put the entire domain, you will never find the website. If you just type the name of the website, you will never find it online. Here's the reason. You see, if you're writing a page or an article, then the title has to include your keyword. So if we are writing about Numfro host, Numfro, the host has already actually on its own. If anybody is searching for hosting, then the host alone is a keyword. It can be used as a keyword. And if I'm going to write, let's say the title is, let's say best hosting or affordable web hosting services in Nigeria or in Africa as the title of the page. Okay. You don't want to have a home page and just put home. That is actually an error. When you put home, then home will not perform when anybody is searching for what the name of your business is not even there. So if I'm selling clothes, then my home page title is not going to be home, although it may be home on the front page, but that's not the title for Meta, for the purpose of optimizing the metadata. It's going to be something else. So it's probably going to be unisex clothes or fashion store in Abuja, something like that. And then the keyword be fashion store in Abuja, okay, or store in Abuja. And then when I start my title, my writing on the page, the first line would include fashion store in Abuja, or at least the first paragraph, okay. And then in the image, I will still include fashion store. Rename your images fashion store in Abuja. This is what add up to your search engine. That is why when someone, if I go and type fashion store in Abuja, what happened is on the search page, you will see that it marked a certain word. That fashion store will be bold. You can just use your phone or computer and try searching for something. The first result that comes out, you're going to see that the keyword you search will be marked bold, both on the description of that result and on the title of the result. So that is how important it is when it comes to performing on page SEO. Make sure to optimize your metadata, the title, description, the keyword. Make sure the keyword is included. Then perform internal linking. Internal linking are URL that link to other pages. You must have seen in articles, you will see they do something like, you may also like. These are all internal links that links from one page to other within the same website. Often you will attach those to anchor text, insert links on target keywords in your copy and link to higher authority pages. Now, why is it important? If, for example, I have a page on my website that has higher authority, because someone asked a question about domain authority the other time. Beyond domain authority, there is something about page authority. Within one website, there are certain pages that have more authorities than others, and linking a post or a page to that particular page usually increase the chances of how search engine respect and show that to people who are searching for that. So internal linking is also very important. That is for on-page SEO. Please understand that on-page SEO is basically talking about all the tactics you perform within your page or a website. In this case, you will need either a website or at least a landing page or a blog or some sort of page before you can perform this kind of. And then one thing that is also important is making sure that you have a 404 error. We are going to be discussing this and all that in the course of this training. So off-page SEO. Now, off-page SEO refers to the occurrences, that is tactics outside of your website that impact your SEO. If you check or search for Nomfro Technologies, you will realize that we have a lot of other mentioning and other articles and a whole lot of other links that link back to Nomfro host or Nomfro Technologies. Now, these are all off-page SEO. For some, we actually perform them. For some, we completely had no idea. For independent reviews, those who want to share their opinion about what you sell, go ahead to do that. So basically, these are all part of when it comes to off-page SEO. So this includes link building back to your website. This could be through reviews, website, and a whole lot of other platforms. Then blogs and forum posting. If you are a blogger, for example, and you want to perform off-page SEO, one way you can do this can include writing for a well-established media house as a guest, and then having a link back to your profile or each article within your own blog. That will immediately help you build what we call domain authority. One of you asked that question. So actually, off-page SEO help you to build that. And then you have videos, you have social media. Social media is a great way of building off-page SEO, by the way, because each time you make a post, if you have a large social media follow, and then back to your website or your sales funnels, definitely, or your landing page, sales page, definitely that would be a great way to perform off-page SEO. So for off-page, that is what we have. This will usually, in most cases, requires you to have a website or some sort of page, but in the end, you will not be performing these actions on your website. You will be performing them outside of your website. This would include guest posting. This would include social media posting. This would include reviews website, and also independent media houses making articles on behalf of your business, of course. So basically, that is that. Then next, we would be discussing local SEO. And I know for many of you so far, you will be very much interested in local SEO if you don't have a website yet. Now, local SEO is a variation of SEO that focus on specific areas. It's all about increasing your online presence in your target area, promoting your product or services to local customers. A great way to do that, obviously, would, if you have consider, if you are not on Google My Business or Google Map, then I'm not sure if I should say congratulations, obviously not in a good way, because as a business, one thing I would want to believe that as we speak today, that you would have would at least be Google My Business. Google My Business allows you to list not only to have a business profile, but it also allows you to list your services, and more interestingly, it allows you to add prices actually to the product, put services, and allow appointment booking. And you can even put links. So local SEO is very important, as it helps you to target local consumers, not only local consumers, because just like your shop, the way people would want to walk to your store or your office, for most B2B businesses, if you don't have local SEO, for example, local directories, it becomes a bit difficult to trust you, because as far as they are concerned, most people are concerned, if you have a local presence within your area, then you would have to somehow have a business in order to have it, because people can easily say this business doesn't exist. And thanks to Google expert, these days, they flag a lot of businesses and close them if they don't exist. That is one thing you need to also pay attention to. So That is how important this is. You can take advantage of local directories. There are a whole lot of them. In Nigeria, we have business lists. In Kenya, I think we have business Kenya as well. We even have standard media also have a local directory if you are from Kenya. We have Ghana. Ghana Web has local directory. That is for Ghana. I also know in South Africa, I can't remember, but I know there's a whole lot of them everywhere. We have Bing also have local directory. Bing.com is owned by Microsoft, just like Google. So they also have directories. You want to take advantage of them. Then search for a whole lot of other local directories. These directories allows you to have a proper business profile even without having a website. And beyond that, you would be able to list your product in most of them and then get reviews. They also have a map embedded. We also have in Nigeria, globally, we launched Trust Call List last year to respond to this NTEEP last year. You're welcome to take advantage of trustscorelist.com to list your product there for free. We'll be giving you, as part of our assignment in one of our session, things you need to do live with us here. So it will probably be one of them. How you will need to list your business on directories and get a screenshot. Let's see what you have, or at least a link to your business. So in a nutshell, basically what I'm trying to say here is local search engine optimization is very, very key. It increases your brand reputation. It also helps you, local consumers find you. And those who are not within your region would definitely want to see whether you have a local presence. They want to know where is your office located, and having a local directory will usually help them actually decide whether this business actually exists in this location, beyond just reaching local customers who you would say, I'm searching for hotels in Abuja, I'm searching for fashion store in Abuja, and usually on search engine, this always pop up, and that is how important this is. So next, technical SEO. Now, as the time colored, technical SEO requires some level of technical know-how. In this program, I understand we even have web designer and developers here, so you will probably relate to this better. But either way, whether you're a web designer or not, you want to have some ideas of how SEO, technical SEO work, so that if you contract your SEO to an expert tomorrow and it's not giving you result, you can at least have some ideas where they are getting it wrong. It's important. Technical SEO refers to the action performed to help search engine crawl your website and enhance your user experience. Now, this includes the website speed. If your website is not fast enough, forget it, because that is a start. Because Google would have to check, or any search engine will have to check for those websites that are faster before it start checking any other thing. If the website is not fast, then forget it, because at the end of the day, even someone is able to search and land on your page, it will take them time for them to even open it. So at the end of the day, the purpose of performing SEO is not achieved. And I will tell you why. Remember that when we started, we said you are not performing SEO for Google. So if your speed is poor and then you are able to be found on search engine, and then when people click, they can't reach the destination, then it means you were performing SEO for Google, just so they can show you. But at the end of the day, you are not performing SEO for the customer, because now the customer cannot reach your page fast, and so they will definitely not stay. Let me make it practical for you. You give someone an appointment at your office and they go to your office, you are nowhere to be found. They have to wait and wait. You keep saying, there are people like that are very good at that. Yeah, I'm coming. I'll soon be there. And then you wait. After 30 minutes, say, I'm on my way. I'll soon be there. And then they never come. It's the same thing with online. If you have given people appointment, which is on search engine, and they have been able to locate you on search engine, you want to ensure that get to meet you, which is your online business, as soon as possible. You can try non-pro host, and then you will tell me what you think. We ensure that we optimize our page in such a way that you don't have to stay on the page that long. And so that to have at this kind of speed does not only talked about your developer. It's about the developer of your website. It's about the hosting company. It's about the configuration and of the hosting, and a whole lot of other times that will come to play here. So that is very important. A faster website speed is always better, and recently Google has further included varieties of load time variables to be ranking factor. So if you want to rank better on search engine, why would Google show you and not thousands of other businesses who sell who offer the same product you offer? Why you? That is a question. So your website has to be fast, because it's also a factor that Google consider when ranking you. Most search engine, of course. Then your website has to be responsive, mobile friendly. Many users are more moving from desktop to mobile. So if your website is the type that when people enter, they have to turn, there are certain websites these days that there's something about web developers. You will hear people saying, developed from days, and these are old website. I have seen people who even give us job, and they will say they will show you an example of a website they want you to use. And if you check the website they want you to use, it's actually a website that was developed just immediately after the aftermath of web 1, just when web 2 started. So we didn't even have so much navigation, so much. It was not dynamic at all. They are giving you a static page whereby you would have to, when you open on mobile, you have to move the website to other sites before you can see the content. Those websites are referred to as static pages. And if your website is still static, then the person has to zoom before they can see it. Users don't have that time. They want to view a website that will automatically fit in on the page, and search engine also consider that as a factor when ranking your page. Then the site structure, your website has to, usually if your website doesn't have HTTPS these days, you will see Google always say this website is potentially harmful or is harmful. It's trying to deceive people. So you want to make sure that your website is secure using SSL certificate. That is also very important. Now use the HTTPS, which is hypertext protocol, user friendly, and consider URL structure, clean navigation. I've seen website that their domain is like almost 6 word, and I'm like, okay, madam, why now? Because who want to type that kind of long this thing on their browser? Have something. If you're choosing a domain, always look for something very short and unique. It's always very important. Link structure is always important. And when you are building links on a page, avoid using I know people who would just use numbers. These days it no longer work. You want to use your title, usually for the purpose of SEO, as your URL. That is very important. Now let's consider some free tools you can take advantage of. When, of course, you will still go through some of this when you are doing introduction to digital marketing tools that one of our amazing speaker here will be taking you through. So, but for the purpose of this, utilize keyword research tool. We have a lot of them, which I'm sure the speaker would be showing you. But here, what I just want you to understand is important to utilize keyword research tool. On page SEO tools as well, you're going to be learning this. And then link building tools. These are tools that are very important. Technical SEO tools. There are a whole lot of them, which of course you will also get to learn. So let's use 1 or 2 minutes. I can see my time is up. to consider best practice when it comes to SEO. There are several SEO strategies and techniques you can follow that can possibly increase the likelihood of ranking on search engine. However, if you don't get the basic right, your chances of ranking on first page are minimal. Very important. So you want to consider the file name. I've mentioned that the image name or video name or whatever file you are uploading. Let the title be the same with the title of, or at least should include the keyword. The URL should include the keyword. The header tag should include the keyword. The link, I've mentioned that, make sure it's included. Also, you want to, the page title, all should include the keyword. If, for example, in a practical manner, if you are using hotels in Abuja, then at least hotels in Abuja should be there. The page title, the file name, the URL, which is the link, and of course, the images or any other file you are adding, and also the meta description. You should make sure, and the first sentence of your page or your post. And remember to always use the headline, use H2 or at least 1, 2 to 3. That's for your header tags. That's very important. From here, I hope this lesson has been helpful. We have more technical version of this, and of course I didn't want to use that because I understand most of us here are basics. That is why I use this, and I'm very sure this would have been able to contribute to how moving forward you're going to increase your online presence. So this is AJ, and from here I would hand it over to Jessica. I can see we are already 43 minutes. Jessica, over to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. AJ, on the wonderful insight on SEO. Just before we move over to questions, just for the sake of those that joined in before I spoke or after I spoke, sorry, I think it is important we all place our priorities straight. Why are we joining this program in TEP? I think it is all for us to learn. I think no one knows everything, so we are all here to learn. So I see most people they just come maybe in the middle of the session and then they just want to answer the survey and go off. I think let us go back and reprioritize and know that we're here to learn. So moving forward, this the survey can be placed at any time. It can be at the beginning of the session or at the end of the session. So you always be at the lookout for it. These videos will always be here. So in case you had missed a session, you can come back and rewatch it and then fill out the survey form. But first, before you fill out the survey, it is important to follow up from beginning end of the session so that you'll be able to understand and fill out the form with understanding and great knowledge because we have a team that are strictly looking at your answers. So if you copy paste, you might not really get the benefits you've been trying to look for. So it's important you take note of that. So moving over to questions, we have a question from Mrs. Ubok, and the question is, how can we know the right keyword people are searching for so that we can maximize it?
Okay, that's a good question. First, understand what exactly are you offering. That is the first question. And once you know what you're offering and you know the keywords that relate to what you offer, then pick all those keywords. Non-pro host. Most of our keyword will include, because we offer affordable hosting. So we'll look for budget hosting, affordable hosting, Nigeria hosting, web hosting companies in Nigeria, African hosting, South African hosting, Egypt hosting. These are all keywords that works well because we have servers in this location. So these are keywords that relate to what we offer. So how do I know which of those keywords perform well? I would probably, in most cases, I will use Google Trend to check out which keyword. And as I mentioned earlier, we'll be showing you how this keyword work in the course of this training. But one way you can know is to use a keyword research tools. One of them can be Google Trend, which shows you which of these keywords, but you need to have keyword first that relate to what you sell or offer. Then you can now use a keyword research tool to check or check the trend, which of them are performing better. But in most cases, please understand that the fact that the keyword is performing very well for others or the search volume is high does not necessarily mean it's going to produce result for you. You need to make sure that it's actually aligned with your strategy. I keep saying that. So I hope I answer your question. Jessica, your mic is muted.
Sorry for that. There's a question from Absi, and the question is, how can you control the situation that when people click on your site, lots of ads will start showing up, and this can cause your customer to feel reluctant accessing your site? What should I do?
Okay, it sounds like your website has been hacked, and I would explain to you how most of that happened. Usually, some hosting companies, if a server is not secure, and these days actually there is no such thing as completely secure, as servers are constantly being attacked every day. But you will need to have a hosting company that always spend time cleaning and checking and monitoring their customers' website, so that anytime there is a situation like what you just mentioned is very common these days, where people end up have ads. The reason people actually hack people's website, one of the common reasons these days is so that they can display advert on your website. So if you have that kind of situation, then what you are dealing with is that your website has been compromised. You want to get a technical person to probably check in. You can talk to your host, talk to your developer. If you're the one who developed it, you will need to clean your website. But if you are talking about ads that you integrated yourself, then you want to probably change ad network. I'm very sure Google doesn't do that. But for some ads network, they do that. They make sure your website, everybody that enters is all about ad. Please understand, when choosing advertising network, choose a network that will not overshadow your content with their ads. That is another thing. But if your website has been compromised, you need to clean it. Contact your host, clean it yourself, or contact your developer. If there is nothing you can do about it, and you're welcome, we can give you, if you want to check NumPro out, you're welcome to do that. If it's something we can do for you, or you may need to, whoever you know can do that. But of course, I'm sure our team will be very happy to help you check that out. And of course, I'm not talking about NTEEP team. I'm talking about NumPro team, and definitely that will not be free. You're sure they will charge you for that. You can also Ubuntu Soft EU as well, whichever one you are more comfortable. But what I understand with what you are dealing with is technical, and it seems to be either your advertising network is making your website overshadowing your website with ads, or your website has been compromised. Whichever way, you will need to sort that out from the back end. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. AJ. A question from Ubok is, how can we know the right keyword people are searching for so that we can maximize it?
I think I've already answered that question.
Okay, so I think she said it. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So I think I've answered that question. You just need to first, what keyword exactly? What do you sell? Maybe if you still have a problem with understanding the answer, then please drop the kind of just write out the kind of business you have, and then I will answer that question using your own example. I'll give you keyword using example.
Okay, thank you. There's a question from Mr. Moses, and the question is, please, what is the relevant or important way for customers review on Google My Business listing?
Well, that is an interesting question. I would wonder how important is reputation is to you. That would be the question. Why do you care? Are you the type who care whether people in the neighborhood think that your business is a scam? If you care about that, then it's the same thing with online. When you come online, the very reason you want people to air their opinion, there are usually two or three. And I'll give you two major reasons. Number one is for yourself, just like business planning. It's called feedback. You want to get people, how people, because on Google, it allows people to, most people, not all of them, but it allows anybody to actually tell you and the world how they feel about your business. In most cases, these people don't even know you one on one if they purchase your business online. And so they won't look at your face. They will be able to just say the way it is. And that would either help you to improve or get worse. But in most cases, I would expect that will help you to improve on service delivery. Okay. So it helps you improve on service delivery, on your offering. Number two, it helps other people, other buyers to decide whether they are going to buy from you or not. So if you have a good business or a good service offering, then having reviews on Google would always show people how reliable or not reliable. So if you are reliable, then you are very sure that that is going to increase your sales. Last week we got this part of the reviews platform. We got this award, and I didn't see how before that time. I didn't see how that was going to really be a game changer. But immediately after that, our kind of sell skyrocket for the hosting, unlike what we used to have. Our major sales actually skyrocket within a few days. And I'm not surprised because I actually realized, and as I'm telling you now, the more you have reviews, the more people can go online. If those who are searching for what you sell would, in most cases, search for it online before they decide to buy, then why would they buy for someone who doesn't have review if there is someone who has a lot of reviews, positive reviews, and reviews that are verifiable? Why not? Especially independent reviews. So those are some of the two major important or the advantages of having Google My Business reviews. I also encourage people not to just do the review yourself because Google is watching. People who are also buying would also watching. In most cases, it's easy to spot on a review that is left by the owner. Trust me. Over to you. I hope that helped.
All right, thank you, Mr. AJ. A question from Naima. The question is, in the four types of CEO, which one is the best?
Um, you mean SEO? Is S yeah, search engine optimization. Uh, During my introduction, I did mention that none of them works in isolation. What it simply means that you need all of them, and it usually depends on what level you are currently. If you don't have a website, then you would probably, what would be very important for you would be local SEO. You want to build directories and off-page SEO. But off-page SEO, the problem is you will need a link back to your website. So you want to focus on local SEO. Okay? So that is it. But if you have a website, then you need all of them. Because at the end of the day, these are just all part of the techniques that actually add up to bring you up on search engine. So all are very important. None of them is less important, believe me.
All right, thank you, Mr. AJ. A question from Ijoma, and the question is, how can I get my Google business profile verified?
Well, now that also is you. If you can't do it yourself, then probably you would need to get someone to do it for you for a fee. Otherwise, what you need to do is the question would be, have you started the process? Now, when you are getting your Google page set up, you need to decide whether you have a local business, meaning you have a local store, or you don't. If you already told Google that you have a local store, then you will need to verify that local store. In most cases, they would either say they will send a postcard, which of course in Nigeria, if you are in Nigeria or most part of Africa, you know that this will not get to the location because of the way our addresses are set up. But if you are starting, I recommend not have a local office for a start. That way, that is if you don't have a local office. But if you have a local office, then you can always use video verification. The video verification, reach out to Google explaining to them that you are unable to receive the postcard, and they would be able to go on a video verification, which usually will require you to show them during a live chat with Google. They will turn it to a video so that you show them around your office or your store and show them the kind of service or product you sell. Once that is verified and your location, you will be verified. It's not a big deal. You just need to ensure that you are at the location, turn on your location, that is your Google map, and then engage Google staffs, Google My Business staffs, and they will verify that for you. I hope that answers your question.
I believe it does. We'll be taking our last two questions for today, and the second to the last is from Mr. Faith, and it says, in highly competitive or similar keywords for SEO, what are some effective ways to differentiate your website and content to rank higher in search results without relying solely on paid advertising?
I would think the first thing is offer relevant, very, very relevant content. If you're offering outsmart or beat your competitors, then chances are that you're going to rank very well, because at the end of the day, it's all about relevance. It's all about meeting customers or searchers' expectations. So if at the end of the day, for example, let me give you an example. Someone is searching for web hosting in Abuja and they land on my page and they end up make a purchase, or they spend maybe 20 minutes on my page, or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, but they land on a competitor who was on top of my page, and then they go there and they didn't spend more than 2 minutes. It's called bounce rate. The higher your bounce rate, the less likely you are going to compete, on search engine, no matter what you do. So you want to ensure that your content is relevant. That is king, relevant. And then after that, you want to also ensure that you follow up with all this practice I've given you. Maintain long tail keyword. That helps. If your competitors use hotels, then use hotels in Abuja. If they use web hosting, and I know I'm offering cheap web hosting or affordable web hosting in Abuja. So it's always about making sure that you localize or you target the perfect audience for yourself. Beyond that, you also want to align that to your strategy. I don't really think that you can really beat anybody, but just be relevant to the people who will be searching for you and provide them with what they will be searching, because there are millions of other websites who are doing the same thing you are doing and trying to get the same customer you are trying to get. So it's all about be relevant and then follow up with this practice. The best way to outsmart them is make sure you follow this best practice that I've shown you. And if you follow this, I can guarantee you will have a position on search engine on top of the page. Jessica.
All right. Thank you, Mr. AJ. The last question is Tarabo, and the question is it advisable to create a website individually? There are platforms like Wix doing that online. Is it safe for the security of the website?
That kind of question sounds like someone who is already a technical person. Now, I would answer you not too technical for the benefit of others. So we think that using a web builder like Wix We also have non-pro hosts have a web builder anyway, so using web builder is not a bad idea. And you know why web builders are there? Web builders are there for the purpose of those who cannot afford to pay a developer. So you can easily actually just pick a template and fill the details. But a web builder doesn't give you, it's not something you will completely want to have the freedom to perform a whole lot of technical SEO or on page SEO. It doesn't give you too much of that kind of freedom. However, if you ask me whether it's okay to use Wix, yes, absolutely. We have even big businesses that use Wix. But the question would be, why do you need a website? And looking at Wix, is it able to give you what you are looking for? If yes, we have millions of people who use Wix and they don't have a problem with it. So if you meet up with with your requirement, then yes, you can use it. There are a whole lot of other web builders, and if you feel it's going, because it's cost effective compared to buying hosting, then you have to hire a developer because definitely you won't be able to do it yourself. Unlike Wix or any of the or even our web builder where you just plug and play, pick a template and then fill in the gap. It's usually for people who are not technically inclined. But you will understand in time of SEO, you will hardly compete with someone who have a self-hosted website. That will a little bit be a difficult if the person knows how to perform SEO properly. I hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. AJ, for the good answers. A big thank you to each and every one of you for joining us today. Also, thank you to one of our mentor, Miss Osla. She's been with us from day one. We appreciate you, ma'am. And as usual, a very big thank you to our sponsors. We have eduzam.com. The slides are by them. We appreciate you. We have Ubuntu Soft, Africa's Business, and Ashili's collections, and most importantly, non-pro technology. Thank you to each and every one of you. I think that will be all for today. So we hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. And thank you so much. So, Mr. AJ, would you like any last words?
Probably beginning words. Someone told me yesterday not to be having last word. But anyways, so thank you to each and every one of you for joining in today. I believe this session was helpful. Why we are here is to be able to contribute to your growth. Hopefully, we'll be able to contribute to raising business gurus and employers on the continent. So we are glad to have you joining today. From me, I would say, as usual, today is Monday. Take your week and be the boss for the week. Go and conquer, and we would see you tomorrow. Have a great day and have a successful week. From me, bye for now. Over to you, Jessica.
All right, thank you so much. I'm so sorry to those unable to answer their questions. You can still use the other platform to ask your question. You have Africa's Business. You can actually, there's a face there to you can ask your question. So we'll be looking out to answer you from that side. So from me, Jessica, it's a goodbye for now and have a lovely day.